Puro. Si se puro. Good evening, Aurora. Tonight, the candle of hope burns a little brighter in our city, in our state, and across the United States of America. 9 months ago, we stood along the bank of the Fox River, and there was a good number of you that were out there when we first announced. And I told you that in 9 months, we would give birth to a radical new idea of a government and economy that works for everybody. Tonight we took a big step forward and we did it together. I just want to say that throughout this campaign, it has never been just me or a select group of people. It has always been the Aurora community. And throughout this whole experience, I've been truly humbled by all of you, because repeatedly, every time we got attacked, I never had to defend myself because you did it for me. And there were a lot of ugly attacks. And it started, if you remember, about my house being painted. When people came to the city council and attacked me for having to paint my house, and so the community stepped up and came to help. And then when we all got on the ballot, 16 candidates, they tried to remove us from the ballot. And once again, you all stepped up to defend us, go out and get the affidavits in an incredibly timely amount of manner, and we kept Jasmine, Karina, and myself all on the ballot. And this wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened without the best election lawyer in the state of Illinois. Ed Mullen, where are ya? And the other thing is that the attacks continued, right? Throughout, all the way up until probably 2 days ago, we were all getting negative mailer, and everybody thought that it would stick. It didn't. Because I think Aurorans have figured out that they can't trust everything that comes in the mail with a smear campaign. And the reason for that is because all of you were knocking on doors and telling them the truth about what kind of government we want to have, telling them the truth about our military record and every other thing that they tried to do to discredit us. And I want to say I'm very, very thankful for all of you for stepping up time and again. This isn't my win, this is our win. And I want to just say, there's no longer going to be two Auroras, because this is not just how we ran a campaign, this is how we're going to run the city together. And I guess first out, you know, I just want to recognize, I could spend an hour here thanking each and every person individually, but let's recognize Jasmine Garcia and Karina Garcia for being the first to endorse our campaigns. She won a new mayor. We've got a new mayor. I also need to thank the leadership that was the helm of this team, because today I did a little bit of putting out fires, but Kate Cuneo also. Where's Kate at? There she is. Not only did she manage the campaign, she's a single mom, raising 3 kids. And she's also, if the numbers I last looked at, she's the Batavia's 6th Ward alderperson. And also, you know, parachuting in, I've never been more impressed to see somebody hit the ground running. Charles Stelnacki, thank you. Charles has been part of a lot of campaigns, but this one, you know, he had less than 30 days to get to know all of you. And I think everybody understands his level of expertise and his ability to just blend right into this group and help Kate, because she had to run for her own race and do all that she's doing. Really couldn't have done it without you. And I can say that pretty much for everybody in this room. And somebody else I just want to recognize in the leadership level who wasn't part of our day-to-day activity, but Steph Perez started out in my very first campaign, 2006, and now he's a seasoned professional doing what he loves, and would say that he's one of the best unpaid advisors who deserves a lot more for what he does in the political realm. But thank you, Steph. And Charles came from Activate Illinois, and I want to just call out, you know, we won by what, 600 votes? It's probably going to be a few more, but what that means is that every community that stepped up can claim this victory. Because without you, it wouldn't have happened. Without the Muslim American community, without Impact, Activate Illinois, all the people who are making calls, Salah Khalid, Cher Ellie, we're going to look at the numbers. You guys made a difference in the primary. You made a difference in the election and results tonight. We couldn't have done it without you. And I know that Senator Villa is here because I told her when she endorsed and Casamichio Khan that we weren't just going to say that we beat a Trump Republican, but that Latino Americans beat a Trump Republican. This is your fight. Without your work today and all your effort, we wouldn't be here cheering tonight. Say puro. I also want to recognize definitely Gautam Bhatia, who I got to know in the last campaign, and Ram Tyagi, who ran for library board and really gave his all. And without them, we would not have done so well in the Indian American community. I know it because I was walking Ward 10 today, and everybody said, yeah, Ram already told me about you. You did so much to mobilize the community, and it's a very true statement. It's a very true statement. But it wouldn't have happened, seriously, if you guys hadn't done what you did, and I'm very grateful for it. And then I also need to recognize the Liberians for Laesch. And now, thank you for mobilizing your support, because again, it was a close election, and what you did helped. And I look forward to working with you to be a strong representative, to be the first Liberian American elected to the city of Aurora. And then I need to call out all of the candidates. I need to call out all of the other candidates who run for office, because we built a team with the idea that we would be stronger together. And it was all of us knocking on doors, talking to voters in our neighborhoods, in our wards, that won this election. And the truth is, if it wasn't for you running, and I know that we did not make it all across the line, that we wouldn't be here, and that's a fact. And then I just want to specifically make a statement and address to all of the aldermen. First, I want to congratulate Alderman Keith Larson. Alderman Dan Barrero is not here. I don't know if he's here, but Dan is someone who is on the city council because of the work of Ray Hall and myself and a bunch of others, and State's Attorney Mosser, who helped remove the first ward alderman when he did not live in that ward and moved to Ward 5. So Ward 2, I know that Alfonso worked very hard in this campaign and is one of the people, he's one of the people that I identified with most closely. He's a Navy veteran, he's a union member, he's a union leader, union strong. And in Ward 7, you know, Javier and Mireya Benuelos, I became very close friends. I met Javier knocking on doors, and he said, I want to run for alderman. And I first thought I was in the 9th Ward, but it turns out I was in the 7th Ward, and we did work with them to get him on the ballot. But they didn't make it tonight, so I'll be working closely with Alderman Tolliver and all of the other alder people. So I just want to send a very clear message to the aldermen in our city that while we have not always gone along, we now have a responsibility to lead our city together. I'll be reaching out to all of them individually to make sure that they know that the mayor's door will be open to every single alderman to make sure that your needs across the city are addressed, because it is not okay for the mayor to pick favorites and only work with certain aldermen. It's our job to work with all of them, because that's the only way that we're going to represent everybody. And then I just want to have a few words. There's a lot of people who helped our campaign get to where it is. We are going to have a victory party. We're going to celebrate tonight. There is a little administrative thing to do with thanking everybody. I think we have drink tickets. I just don't know where they are, and I don't know how you get one. But I know that we've opened a tab. Okay, at the back. See, if you look all the way at the back, there's some red drink tickets there. Make sure to grab a drink ticket because they've been paid for, and I want to make sure everybody has fun tonight and celebrates. Don't drink and drive. The Aurora police are already overworked. And then I want to just paint a little bit of a picture about what the transition looks like, because I know that there's city staff members who have been told that we'll be cleaning house on day one. I don't want to look anything like the federal government. We're not. This will be a very steady, stable government that I want to run. I want to make sure that we are responsive to the needs of Aurora, and that is meaning getting to have a city staff that is adequately trained, that understands this new culture that's going to come into City Hall. And I'm going to work with all the city staff to make sure that they fit in and make sure that they are understanding our culture, our new culture of being responsive to the Aurora residents. But I will depend heavily on our staff and the transition team that we put together. And then finally, I just want to tell the Aurora community that in my first 90 days, I will be holding listening sessions to share my vision with the city, but also to hear what issues and concerns people have and make sure that we start to build a relationship, because the number one thing I want to make sure is that your city government and the John Laesch administration works for you, the Aurora taxpayer. I do greatly appreciate everybody who came out here tonight. I'm going to let anybody else who wants to come up and speak, or if you get tired of it, you can just turn the music on. Thank you, Aurora.